Hey everyone, MacCam89 here, and it is that time of the month. It is Video Games Monthly. Now, I said in my last video that I was going to make some changes, but I actually ended up forgetting. By the time it renewed, and when they renew the subscription, they have already made your boxes, and I've already sent out the package, at least before. That way you can end up getting your package pretty early on in the month. So I just actually got this today at the time that I'm recording this. So there is a good chance that there could be all disk-based systems, but I'm going to be sure to go in there and at least take out some of them. Most likely PS3 I'm going to take out if I didn't already do that. I did go on there not too long ago. I did add some games, and I may have already taken out PS3s, but we'll find out in this box. If you're not familiar with Video Games Monthly, it is a monthly subscription service where you pick a tiered package based on how many games you want for X amount of dollars, plus shipping, because they do charge for shipping as well. And then they send you games based on the consoles that you picked from. They have a wide variety of consoles that you can choose from. And with them, they do keep track of, well, not them, but you keep track of the games that you already own and what games that they have sent you. Some other services, they will actually check off for you the games that they send you. With this particular one, they do not. So if you forget to update your lists, there is a very good chance that you could get dupes, and they have limits, which I really don't like. 2025 now, it's time to update that limit where their system can only handle where you select 200 games from a particular console, and then you have to send them in lists and things like that. And that's just, to me, that's too much. It's for what you're paying for the service. It's 2025. We're not limited by technology or how many games you should be able to check a box off for. So, but my rant aside, this is the first Video Games Monthly of 2025. And I still have Love Again Media, and I still have GG Retro. So hopefully they do a better job for the month of January. If not, that'll be a short-lived experiment. But I did like the box overall last month. But let's get into what you're actually here for, and that is Video Games Monthly. All right, so we did get a 1-up, and if you're not familiar with that, sometimes you can get a 1-up, a 2-up, and maybe even a 3-up. I don't know. Basically, it just means that they added an additional game, in my case, one extra game above the tier that I pay for. So I think, I want to say I get the 5 games a month, so I should have 6 games in here. And right off the back, I can see a game that I have received a couple of times already, and I'm wondering if it's my fault. Maybe. I'm pretty sure I updated my list, but there's a good chance maybe I didn't actually hit the update button. Maybe I back browsed. I don't know. I'll have to check afterwards. Most likely it is my fault. And it is Sonic 2 on the Sega Genesis. Now, I can picture... Now, I have quite a bit of systems selected. So, the chances... And a very small collection. So, the chances of me getting a dupe or multiple of the same dupes, because this is already the 3rd copy that I own right now. I have one on my shelf. I got one in my closet for the eBay store once I update that, and then this is going to end up on the eBay store as well. I can only imagine that Video Games Monthly has an entire warehouse filled with Sonic the Hedgehog 2s, because you would imagine with all the consoles I have selected and the thousands upon thousands of potential games that I could get in a mystery box, that the chances of not only getting a dupe be slim, but the chances of getting the same game 3 times would be even a fraction of a possibility. But there must be an entire warehouse filled with these Sonic 2 the Hedgehogs. They can't put them in a landfill like E.T., so they just have a massive warehouse with millions of copies of Sonic the Hedgehog 2. And as soon as they see somebody with a Sega Genesis and this is not checked off, going right in that box. So that's probably what happened. Um, Again, probably my fault. It's a great game, but I don't have a need for 3 copies of it. So my loss is your gain for whoever wants a copy of Sonic the Hedgehog. And in here, there is a sticker, Floyd Mania, Video Games Monthly. I'm sure the kids will find a use for that. All right, continuing the Sega Genesis love. Now, I do enjoy that so far this box is sending me cartridge-based games because I had them selected for a while and I wasn't getting anything really cartridge-based other than Sonic the Hedgehog 2. And this one is Echo, The Tides of Time. Now, honestly, as a kid, I remember renting Echo. I don't know if it was this particular version. I don't know if there's one or two on the Sega Genesis. They might just be just this one. I thought they made two. If there is two, I don't remember which one I rented as a kid. And as a kid, I could not figure out how to get past a certain spot, and just never ended up caring for the game because I didn't know what to do. And never really played or paid much attention to it. I know this is a game that Sega Lord X is not a fan of, and I can't say that I'm really excited to get this, but maybe as an adult I can actually play it as it was supposed to be played, and maybe I will get some more enjoyment out of this. So definitely, two good games in my opinion, or at least an Echo, it's a very recognizable title. And it says on there what mega hit series. So obviously did very well back in the day, and most likely it was just me being a kid not knowing how to play it, and you know how that goes. So Echo the Tides of Time. I'm gonna say that's a win until I actually get to play it. And if I end up hating it, I'll leave a comment when I capture gameplay footage. And finally, we have a Super Nintendo game, and some people may kind of like, be like, yeah, it's Super Nintendo, but look what you got. But to be honest, I remember playing these type of games as a kid and really enjoyed them. And a lot of times, if you enjoy platformers, these games are actually pretty good. And it is Tiny Toon Adventures Buster Busts Loose. Now, I don't remember if this is the exact one that I played as a kid. I want to say they made a couple of different titles for this IP. And from what I understand, these are typically pretty decent platformers, along with the likes of Animaniacs, which is a very good platformer for that day and time. So yeah, we'll see some gameplay footage of this, and maybe I can add a little bit more of my opinion as I get to play it. But yeah, very excited so far to get some Sega Genesis and finally some Super Nintendo love in my mystery box here. And it looks to be a pretty clean copy too. Nothing nasty on it. The label looks pretty decent. A little bit of a stain on there, but I think that can just be wiped out. Overall, pretty good conditions. The two Sega games, a little bit rough on the labels there, but as long as the games work fine, I'm okay with it. All right, now we're getting in some loose disc territory here. I know some of you guys really hate it, but I'm not totally against it. Depending on the game, and this one seems to be a really good one on the Nintendo GameCube. This is a very fun racing series. I am not a huge simulation racer, but I really enjoy arcade style racing, especially this franchise here. I think this is a nice win. And that is Burnout 2 on the Nintendo GameCube there. Apologize for all the glare. But yeah, let's take a look at the disc because my GameCube is a little funny. So I actually just had to recently repair it. And it is actually working really well now. And looks to be in pretty good shape. I do see a little bit of kind of that white dust, so they may have done some resurfacing to it, but I don't see any scratches or any of that kind of that fogging that sometimes occurs when you resurface this. So no doubt that this should play. Burnout 2, really fun racing game. I I know it's supposed to be a racing game, but I remember when I first got Burnout, the original, and that game, kind of going back to it, is a little rough because you don't have much options. I think there's 3 vehicles you can pick from. But the highlight of that game was just driving around and actually wanting to crash because I loved watching the replays and seeing how much damage could occur on the car and how much damage I could cause around. It was a lot of fun as a kid, and it's kind of a game that sometimes I'll turn on just for, I got 10 minutes, and I'll play Burnout and just wreak havoc and just have some good time with it. All right, we are sticking in Nintendo GameCube territory. Another loose disc. This disc looks like it may have gone a little bit longer in the resurfacer because I can see all the white crud all the way around the edges. And this is Pac-Man World 3. Now, I've never played this game. I can't really tell you much of an opinion about it. Am I excited about it? I'm not really a big fan of Pac-Man. Um, but you never know. Sometimes these games, I'll say comments like that, and then when I go to capture gameplay footage, they end up being a little bit more fun than what I initially anticipated. Let's take a look at the disc condition here, because like I said, it's got a lot of white stuff on it. I don't know how well that's going to come off on the camera there, but you can see this one has, it went through the crack machine, that's for sure. The disc itself doesn't look too bad. Yeah, I still see a couple of scratches there, but that's probably not gonna come over on the camera there. You might be able to see it there. We'll see. If you do not see gameplay footage, it means the game did not work. But if you did, then it means that the game worked fine. So, Pac-Man World 3, you let me know in the comment section below. Is that a game that I will end up enjoying? All right, so that is the original 5, and like what was said early in the video, we do have one extra game. And you know what? This is an original Xbox title, so that's cool. Maybe I did end up taking out PS3 because typically I usually get at least one PS3 game. This is an NBA title. It is called NBA Ballers. And I'm wondering if it's more an arcade style. Again, I've never played this. But it could be a lot of fun because it could be kind of your arcade style NBA type game. I'm trying to think like an NBA Jam, something like that, where it's not really simulation. Or who knows, it might actually be a simulation style game here. So we'll find out with the gameplay footage there, and it looks to be in pretty good condition, and obviously is complete in box there with the case, manual, and take a quick look at the disc here, because sometimes you can be surprised. Sometimes the disc will be in bad shape, but no, this is in beautiful condition. Doesn't really look like this particular copy got too much use. Either that or whoever had it before me took very good care of it. But there we go, NBA Ballers. Let me know if I'm actually curious about this one, if you actually played this or not, and let me know your opinion. So that is everything for the new year here. You let me know. Did VGM start off the new year good or bad? What was your favorite game out of this lot here? Personally, I am going to go with Burnout 2. I think that is going to be a blast to play. And I can already imagine that I'm going to capture footage and then start playing it longer than what I want for the actual footage there. So, as always, thank you for those that have been sticking around. And thank you for those that have been liking and subscribing and commenting. And I try to get to everybody as quickly as possible. As always, happy gaming. God bless. And I hope you have a great new year.